Welcome to episode 69 of Project 𝐲𝐻𝐡𝐞2, folks. In today's episode, well, we fixed the issue that we were having with the making the process, so that reactor down there can run at full speed. So let's see how I do it. All right. I just finished up the last episode where we just set this up at, okay, guys? And honestly, I think it's because a lot of this is on top of each other. So I am going to be spreading this out a little bit. And hopefully get this set up. Like this side over here is perfect. Okay. This is perfect. Like it made the uranium dioxide. Okay, so it made the uranium dioxide for us. This side is working perfectly. It's this side I'm gonna have to move from this current spot and out a little bit. So you can actually stay there. Okay. I don't think there is anything wrong with you there. The rest of you are going to have to move down this line a bit. Okay, so you got what? Uranium. Right? You took uranium, turned it into yellow cake, and the yellow cake. Like I said, this side is working right. Right? Yeah, this side is working right. It's this side that we're having a little bit of an issue with, so we need to go back to the hydrofluoric acid, which requires sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid comes from a chemical infuser with water vapors on one side and sulfuric trioxide on the other side. So I want to set up that infuser down here. I know it's a bit of a journey between the two, but I want to space out stuff so that it is a lot better. So we want to set out the eject on the front. It can have inputs on both sides. Okay, so first thing we need is a rotary condenser on this side. We want it to let's set the rotary condenser here. Okay. And we'll say just the front outputs, okay? And we want it to have mechanical pipe. Okay. I am now more confused than anything else. Okay, that's still connected. And that's water vapors, which is a gas, right? And, oh, that's mechanical pipe. There we go. Pressurized tubes. Okay, so now um pay no attention to the mess I'm making. Oh my god. You, sir, are not welcome here with your llamas. How much water is in here? 6 buckets worth. I'll be right back after I empty. Okay, got all the water buckets right here. And okay, apparently I had to empty it out before it would allow it to make more water. So that's okay. So now that's another thing we got to do is get the not pressure tubes, mechanical pipes. All right, so that's good. Now on this other side, is it the sulfuric acid that we're making right now? We need sulfur trioxide. Sulfur trioxide comes from another chemical infuser. So if we set up another chemical infuser, say a couple back here, and we connect some pressurized tubes. Okay. This needs oxygen, which comes from a electrolytic separator. Okay. It's going to get the water from its back. So it's going to fill this full of oxygen. And it's going to dump out all that excess hydrogen that we don't need. And the other thing it needs is sulfur dioxide, which comes from a chemical oxidizer. So on this side, we place a chemical oxidizer. Okay, we say the left side can eject. This will input sulfur into its system here. So it's going to turn that into sulfur. And it can get the gases. All right, so it's getting its gases. It's pumping this out. This needs to be gas configuration for the sulfur trioxide, which now it's pumping out into this, into here. So now this is getting the fluorite that it needs. And now this is producing the one stuff, which should, okay, it is in here. So this needs gas input on the front. And output on the back. So we got the uranium hexafluoride in here. So let's set up a wireless here. So now we can run cables onto this. Okay, and run cables. From this to here. Down the same line, and from this to there, everything should be filling up right. Okay, so now we've got to power this. And I'm going to be nice and make a second one of these. But we're going to set up universal cables. So That's going to get the uranium hexafluoride in here, which is going to give us the fissile fuel, which is why we built this in the first place, is to make the fissile fuel. Now, I'm going to power all of these. Looking and seeing how. What's happening here? Okay, so this did not. Okay, we had a little bug. But I think it might have been my might have been my server. All right, so now this is making the oxygen or the water vapors. This is making the oxygen. This is making the nothing because it's not getting any power. It's making the sulfur trioxide, and as soon as that's coming in, water vapor is good. Sulfur trioxide is building up. This sulfur dust is good. Everything is good so far. So now, let's only has a whopping 777 millibuckets of the fuel. I might have to add some speed upgrades into these. That is an issue for future me. Okay, so oh, not mechanical. Pressure. Okay, so that is now making fissile fuel. So now, if we activate this, this is filling up with steam. This is producing power, which we don't really care how much power it's producing. It's only producing like 2.8 K. Isn't it awesome? Doesn't matter what you think. All right, so what if we upgrade this to, say, 1? Okay. It is making nuclear waste at a pretty decent pace. Which we're going to need to use to make stuff. So let's see here. Do we have enough time to get into nuclear waste processing? We want these radioactive barrels. Okay, so... But we need plutonium and polonium. Polonium is what we will be using to make antimatter, which I hope to get into next episode. But let's see here. Polonium and fluorite dust. And I don't remember how much of this polonium dust we're going to need for the SPS casing. We're going to need plutonium and polonium, which is very simple. We'll need a pressurized reaction chamber. I will have to set this up next episode, guys. I'm going to get some nuclear waste started here. Not sure exactly how much of it this can hold. But before we do that, I am going to set up a... Now, I'm not going to mess with that right now. I'm going to manually control it. Only run it while I'm around. I think this can handle a burn rate of 10. Without causing any issues on heat. Like, I mean, this is producing a good bit of power here, so... I mean, it's not producing anything like the other reactor that we have over in the main base. But it is producing us some waste, which we're going to get into as soon as possible. And I do hope to see you guys next time. Thank you for hanging around. Until next time, later, Gators.